Hi everyone. So some days back, I had an experience that I wouldn't forget in a hurry. On Friday, I prepared some rice for my children to go to school with, and this rice was so nice, very sweet. So after on Friday, the rice remained. Then on Saturday morning, I was to go to work, so I had to warm it up, dish for them to eat while I took some portion to work. On reaching work after a few hours, my girl called that she ate the rice and then she had a sudden stomach cramps and pain that led to her vomiting the whole rice. This diagnosis crossed my mind. Reheating rice syndrome, which is a sort of food poisoning. I brushed it over. I asked, is there any other person vomiting? She said no. I said, okay, maybe it could be a minor thing. Maybe she's just didn't tolerate the rice. I reassured her. I asked her if she's having any other issue. She said no, that she's much better. I continued with my work. Guess a few hours, I decided to eat my own portion of the rice that I took to work. And guess what? After an hour of eating this rice, I started having severe stomach cramps. In fact, it led to vomiting. I vomited so severely that I was so weak. I was tired. In fact, I couldn't understand myself. I had to leave work early. And on reaching home, I got to know that my other children had started vomiting and they were vomiting this rice. And this is about 4 hours or so. In fact, it was that bad. The surprising part of this whole thing is that this rice was looking completely normal. It wasn't smelling bad. It wasn't tasting bad. It wasn't spoiled. It wasn't tasting spoiled. And yet it caused such a reaction. This confirmed my diagnosis that I had in mind. That is the reheating rice syndrome. This is a food poisoning that is caused by Bacillus cereus. I had it worse because I had a larger portion of it. The portion that I took to work was actually the larger portion. In fact, my own vomiting was later accompanied by stooling. It was so bad. I had a bad experience. In fact, I became weak throughout the whole day. I couldn't eat any other thing because I was feeling cramp and aches and all of that. In case you're wondering what reheating rice syndrome is, what it really is, what causes it, and all that, don't worry, just watch out for my next video. Stay tuned. In my next video, I'll be explaining everything about reheating rice syndrome, what causes it, what the signs and symptoms, and how to prevent it. Because trust me, you wouldn't want to experience what I experienced. In fact, I went through a lot. So I wouldn't even want you to experience it. That is why I'm saying stay tuned and watch out for my next video. So until I come your way next time, I still remain Nurse with Sabi, that nurse that you can trust. Bye.